Some Devils. J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. And questions we're going over today are the video that I posted 3 goddamn weeks ago. Holy smokes, we're fucking behind again. Has a thrash or heavy metal band ever covered a death metal or grindcore band? Oh yeah, I remember this topic. Let's see what the fuck's in here. Question right on top. Nail Black Metal. Is that the band Nail Black? Or is that just your user ID, brah? Let me know about that. Question, goddammit, what kind of shoes does the dog wear? I've actually been asked this once or twice. I bought my current shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. I wear just all black shoes. I guess these are the Under Armour shoes. My rule of thumb is, though, all black. I don't want white stripes. I don't want Nike checks, nothing. If it was like a Nike shoe, I prefer the check it's in black, just like because on these Under Armours, the logo is in black. I don't need to support their gay ass fucking logo. Black or nothing else. So that's what I currently have, but as long as they're all black, I'm good. All black, size 12, I believe. Life Eternal. Opeth covers You Suffer by Napalm Death on occasion live. Oh, just live. They didn't like do it on the studio album. You know, Opeth, I don't really, I don't even know if I've ever officially listened to Opeth, just because they're always in that gothy, like, I don't even want to like it type of category. Although I kind of want to check them out because people have been telling me, no, I think you might like them. And so I was like, okay. But because especially with that Orchid cover, I'm like, this is the most homo fucking thing I've ever seen. So that kind of scared me away because we always got their stuff in. But I think the next batch, is that the first album, Orchid? And then there's, I forget the others, but I think that might be the first one. But anyways, I'll probably check them out. So I don't even know if I've ever officially listened to them. I probably heard them from somebody saying something or maybe walked in on something, but I've never intentionally put on the player myself, at least that I can recall. So, yeah, again, I don't know if I've fucking officially heard Opeth. So, but I obviously know exactly who they are. We've carried them a million times and sold them hand over fist at times. That's a heavier band than comparatively. Oh, really? Opeth is heavier than Napalm Death? Okay, didn't even know that. I always just pictured Opeth as gothy and kind of maybe a little bit more melodic. I could be completely wrong on that, though. What do you think of death metal covers of less heavy songs, i.e., Cannibal Corpse doing No Remorse or Deicide doing Highway Star? Definitely I thought the Deicide Highway Star was really fucking stupid. But when it's a metal song, I guess generally speaking, it's Highway Star, that's like a rock and roll song. No Remorse, at least, is a fucking metal song. Not to say that you can't cover rock. So I'm trying to think, was there like a death metal band that did a rock cover song that I think would be good? I mean, you know what? I'm surprised no one ever. The thing is, probably someone probably has. Is a death metal band ever covered like AC/DC "Dirty Deeds"? That might be kind of cool because that's definitely kind of a heavier song, especially for that time frame. I don't think I've ever heard a "Dirty Deeds" cover by anyone though. That'd be kind of cool. Imagine fucking Cannibal Corpse cover "Dirty Deeds." Like, oh, you know what? I'm sure fucking 6 Feet Under did, right? They could. I can't say I heard it, but would they do the whole Back in Black album? So maybe they didn't do "Dirty Deeds," but they've done tons of AC/DC. But that could be kind of cool. But yeah, when they're covering just regular hard rock, and like I told you about Access Powers, band from are they from Sweden? They sound just like it literally sounds like the first Grave album. It's good. I have it, but I mean, like it's nothing to run out get. It's nothing fucking over. But goddamn, who fuck's calling me? Don't call this goddamn phone. Um, but yeah, they covered the fucking Beatles. That was dumb as fuck. Um, But the Cannibal Corpse cover, No Remorse, I mean, I like that. So I guess it's hit or miss. I mean, I never heard anybody doing like a metal song where I'm like, that was super fucking dumb. They might not have done a very good job, but yeah, Exhumed covering Madonna, I mean, yeah, that was obviously dumb. Um, so I guess, if it's metal bands covering metal bands, I mean, I don't think I've ever had a problem with it per se. But some of the hard rock ones and non metal, there might be something there I like, but for the most part, I thought it was dumb. Uh, Matt Cavasos. Hey, J-Dog, thoughts on the band Macabre from France? They have a perfect discography. The 3 albums they released are great, solid death metal albums. The best one is Enjoy the Violence. I definitely like Macabre, but for me, Signs of the Decline is the one I like the most. It was more, less kind of like 80s death thrash and more just like 90s death metal, which is the stuff I prefer, and it was the first one I heard. It's kind of more in the vein of like Sinister, Alter, that type of shit. And I prefer maybe a little bit of Deicide thrown in there. But yeah, Signs of Decline was my favorite. It was actually Jim Kanye, rest in peace, who fucking played that out for me first. I think he gave me a CDR or cassette or something of it when I was a teenager. I loved it then and loved it since. Myzothea666, J-Dog, question paraphrase. Incongruous is the opposite of matching. My question was about an album with great music, but terribly inappropriate / not matching cover. I do like Messiah a fair bit, so the Polar Bear just cracks me up beyond belief. To be honest with you, the Polar Bear cover, too, that's like, it just doesn't seem like it fit like a metal album, but I don't think it's a terrible cover. I've seen a hell of a lot work. The fucking Opeth Orchid, I thought that cover was 1,000 times fucking worse, and I've definitely even seen worse than that. Goatman, hey J-Dog, what are your thoughts on power metal? Was it ever popular in the underground to your knowledge? Some of it, like Twisted Tower, is phenomenal, honestly. So I don't like a lot of power metal, but like I said, there's always something that I kind of like. I never noticed it to be popular over here at all. Maybe it's because I wasn't really going to those shows in that scene. From my understanding, though, it's extremely fucking popular in goddamn in Germany. Could be wrong on that too, but that's definitely the vibe I get. I will say this: I've actually went and listened in the last few months the Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys, and I thought those are just straight up power metal. I thought those fucking, especially part one, I thought it was fan fucking tastic. Never listened to it for years. Always was told that that's gay power metal. That's what guys like Dawn of the Dead and Kanye and shit would say. So, oh, okay. So I never really checked it out. Just assume that. Always loved Walls of Jericho. So, because Walls of Jericho is kind of just more like a straight up speed metal album. And, but yeah. So definitely that. I would say that's total power metal, right? The Keeper of the Seven Keys. And I thought that was fucking great. So I like that. But I definitely don't like a shitload of power metal bands. But again, at the same time, I don't really know a whole lot of bands. I mean, there's like Blind Guardian stuff. Craig played that for me on the Hellcast. I thought, it's pretty good. But as far as me knowing bands and went out and bought albums, it was just never a style I really got much into checking out. But the more I did, who knows? Maybe if I check more, I'm like, fucking, these are all good. I just, one of those things just didn't for no other reason. Jay Morbid, I didn't see you liking Macabre. Amazing musicians, both the vocals and goofy sing-songy shit, just greats. Just greats. I don't know what greats means. Does that mean it's good or does it mean bad? It's funny because when I first heard Macabre, it was live. I think it was definitely when Dahmer was a new album. It seemed like they came to Cleveland several times during that Dahmer album, and Kanye was always huge on them and ripping and raving over them. And live, I didn't like it because, I didn't like the vocals. I thought this, what the hell? It's hard to get into. So at first, listen, I didn't care for it either. But I did like instantly at the shows the talking between songs and the shit he would say for introducing the songs to the serial killers. That I did like. But the vocals, it just took a while. And then listening to my album, they eventually grew on me. And then I just fucking loved it. You know what I mean? Because I think part of it is because it's just so unique and it's so fucking different. You know what I mean? But the first time it kind of takes you back. Like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck is this? I remember the first time I listened to Bewitched at the Gates of Hell. It was kind of like when I was primarily only listening to, like I said, the brutal shit, my very early years. That was one of the first albums that I kind of checked out that was non-brutal shit, with the exception, the only bands that were non-brutal, I told the story, like in my early years I was ever listening to, was like Merciful Fate, King Diamond, Slayer, Overkill. That's about it. Even bands like Iron Maiden and shit. I heard those very, very young, liked them at like 10, but after I heard Cannibal, I'm like, fuck, what the hell I need this shit for? So they didn't really pay attention to it. They're the band I kind of went back when I was like 20 and stuff. So Bewitched was kind of the first like non-brutal thing I heard. Not the very first, but very early on. And it kind of hit me like I think I was kind of expecting like a black metal album. Remember we got the trade from Osmos, and I was casing them up. Figured it'd be like more of a straight up black metal album. Never heard the band before. Put it on, and at first, like I was like, what the fuck? Almost like just fucking ear shocked. You know what I mean? Because you're so just used to hear just the more down tuned and guttural type stuff. And but it grew on me really, really quick. Maybe even on the first, maybe even in the middle of the first listen, but maybe second listen, I was like, but at first it's kind of like, oh, what the fuck is this wimpy ass shit? But for whatever reason, it's kind of grew on me, kind of like Macabre, but only it took more listens than one. But at first, I didn't like Macabre for the very reason. Thought the other vocals were kind of goofy, silly, like you said, but they definitely grew on me, and I absolutely love them now. Decapitator. Hey, J-Dog, which band would you like to do full tribute album of our other band? I would love to hear Cannibal Corpse doing full tribute album Torment and Fire by Sacrifice. You guys already have the fucking title track already taken care of, right? That'd be kind of cool. A full album, a band particularly covering. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there's someone. There probably would be someone that would match up pretty damn good. Um, that Sacrifice one's not a bad one. Cannibal Corpse would be my favorite band, and Sacrifice, Torment, and Fire. That's definitely one of my favorite thrash metal records of all time, for sure. In the top 10, I would say. That's not a bad one. But yeah, I'd have to fucking really give it some thought. Definitely never even thought about it. Crushing All Deceivers. Dude, you must be drunk. Messiah rules. You need the first couple releases. Hail Polar Bear Metal. No Sam Dunn Anthropology Banger Metal Studies. No PC Metal Observers. Yeah, I don't think it sucks. I just thought the demos were best, with the exception of the song Space Invaders. And I'm pretty sure it was that specific that track, which I thought blew chunks. But I just had that demo disc and demo LP that Iron Pegasus put out. It's just the two demos, I believe. Power Trash. That was fucking great. And then the hymns. When I heard that, I'm like, oh, the best songs are from the demo. And then the second one, I just remember being bored. But yeah, I didn't think it sucked. I just thought the demos were the best. It's Go Tanter. Go Tanter. Definitely commented on you a few times, brother. Jada, what is the absolute heaviest brutal death metal song from the classic 1985 to 1999 true death metal era? That's a far fucking stretch because 85, you had Possessed and Death and Slaughter from Canada and shit like that. The first generation death metal, then to the 90s, you know what I mean? So, as far as just pure brutality, if you're going by that, I mean, the 80s wouldn't even fucking count, wouldn't even be any of it. So, it'd definitely be something from the 90s. Did you say the most brutal song? Heaviest, heaviest brutal death metal song from the classic. I mean, fuck, it's hard to say. I mean, one of a very, very heavy, brutal death metal song that I love is fucking probably my favorite incantation song, "Devour Death." So that on the especially recording on Onward of Gotha, that's pretty goddamn fucking heavy and brutal and classic as well. So let's just go with that. Because I think a lot of people would kind of appreciate it. If you're in the brutal death metal, most people are gonna like that. Joshua Michael, question, Jada, what do you think is the catchiest album you have ever heard? Like you can literally hum the tunes after a first listen. Catchiest. I mean, I don't know if there's any one that I think is the catchiest, but I mean, one that pops right in my mind is SOD Speak English or Die. That's pretty goddamn fucking catchy, right? That's the first one that's popping in my mind. Um, that's the only one popping in my mind as far as kind of that. You know what I mean? Question marks, devils. Imperial Nocturnal. Hey, Justin, do you really think early Metallica is better than early Megadeth? Yeah, 1,000% I do. Early Megadeth. I mean, like I like the first two albums, and even that, I don't. It just kind of sound. It always just the first two albums I do like, but it always just sounded wimpy to me. Like it's not heavy at all, and it's I guess some of the guitar solos are kind of cool, but I don't. I think that they're overpraised as to how cool, and yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, I definitely think like for example, Kill 'Em All. I think sends Killing's My Business home on a stretcher with for me easily. Overkill smokes both of them, in my opinion. Anyways, he. I don't kind of disagree with that either. I remember you saying something along those lines a while ago. I'll try to comment more often. I watch your videos every day, but I do it before work, so you don't always have time or good questions to ask. Cheers, big deal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially if you don't have a. I notice some guys they probably like they're throwing in random questions, probably just to get it, which is cool. More comments the better. Where it's just something like just completely random and dumb, or it seems like yeah, you must be kind of new because I've answered this a million times. So some of the question marks I'm looking for this, I do skip over them because it's kind of like, hey, J Dog, what'd you think of such and such band? Like I've literally answered that like 10 times, so no point in rehashing it. Nevermore rules. Iron Reagan covered Cannibal Corpse when I saw them a few years ago. I think it was a skull full of maggots, but I could be wrong. That counts, right? That would count. I didn't know that. That's a pretty goddamn cool one too. Because the Iron Reagan, what the fuck do I own? Didn't they do a split with Exhumed? And then I have one or two things by them. And I remember liking, isn't that guys from Municipal Waste too? Fucking Pizza Thrash boys. But I remember liking the Iron Reagan. I can't say I know it, but yeah, it's like fucking punk thrash, like thrash punk. And if they covered Cannibal Corpse, yeah, I would say that would count. I would definitely say that would count. But I didn't know that, and I never heard that. So yeah, that would be one that counts that I was completely unaware of. Oh look, we got a vote here. Distributor of cult points, Devils. Let's get a count on this. Ultras of Madness versus Deicide debut. Chime in and cast your vote. 25 replies. Let's see who fucking won. If it was me, I mean, that's definitely very, very close. Ultras of Madness versus Deicide. But I would probably have to go with the first Deicide because Deicide, oh, look at that. Support the goddamn Deicide. Fucking shirt, dude. Shirt that I bought at the goddamn fucking show. Went to the Columbus show. We're all out of 2Xs, and then I went to fucking Cleveland a few days later, and they actually had 2Xs. The man size back in stock. They only had fucking little girl sizes when I went out to Columbus. God damn, this fucking phone. 25 replies. But yeah, if I had to go with that, I'd probably have to say Deicide, but it'd be real close. It was like Deicide, first one, Deicide. Third guy, so 2 Deicides, 1 Altars. This guy added up, so people were putting in there who won. Distributive call points, he added up 15-9 in Morbid Angel's favor, not a surprise. Yeah, not too surprised by that. So basically, Ultimate Madness won. And that'll tell you this. I mean, it's really close. I mean, for me, because yeah, Ultimate Madness is as well one of my all-time favorite records. Hell's even in my fucking my top 6 favorite albums of all time. But I came to disclaimer because I put Deicide Surface of Light in there because that probably is my favorite Deicide. Although the cell title is pretty much even. It's how much I like that. So remember, I told you guys like, yeah, I picked just one album by bands that I like. Yeah, I wasn't going to show fucking. When I pick 6 albums, I'm not going to pick multiple albums of the same band. You know what I mean? Because we did show 6 different bands. So. Mushroom League. iDog, have you ever shopped at the now defunct Cleveland store Shatter? It was on Lorraine Avenue. Owner was a total old school 80s devil. Found a lot of good stuff here back in the day. Just wondering, you've only been there once or twice, maybe even 3 times at the most, as opposed to like Extreme Music Ship. Been there several times. Yeah, it was Frank that owned it, and I did buy a few things. It was definitely when I went there for the first time, I was only 15 and 16, so it was overwhelming as fuck because there was so much shit that like, I was new to collecting, so only been collecting for like a couple of years. So you basically were missing everything, and he had fucking everything. So it was kind of like, you know what I mean, overwhelming as fuck from a financial standpoint. But yes, I have been there. No idea what he ended up doing though. Did he end up selling it, or I've heard multiple different stories. So. Sewer Vomit. Jada, question. I noticed a whole whack of new generation slam hands. What's the deal with all their band names ending this with ectomy? So that's one question. I don't know. I mean, isn't that kind of like the deathcore shit? Like I know nothing about, but I kind of know what you mean. Like I can honestly tell these days, for the most part. I'm sure I'd be wrong on some occasions, but when I see someone that's in the deathcore, the slammy stuff, where it's like automatically I know it's going to be the stuff that I'm not into, like you see sound about, and they're wearing a T-shirt. A lot of times the logo you can't read, but just like a lot of the death metal stuff, right? You couldn't read the logo. I could automatically just tell by how the person looks, how they're fucking dressed. It's usually the guys with tattoos on their necks, the ear gauges, the big bushy beard, because they're 19 years old and trying to make it look older than they really are, and they're wearing a fucking shirt with a logo where I can't read, but I can also tell it's that stuff. I would say 95% of the time I can just spot it, like, oh yeah, I don't know what that is, but I know it's shit I'm not into. But every other fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry out there that had never heard death, they would think they would put in the same category. Oh, he listens to the same shit as the guy wearing the Deicide shirt. It's like, no, he does not. The normal people, they'd put us in the same category. But I would, like, I don't even know what the guy's shirt says. Never heard the band, obviously. Don't know his other bike, but I'm 95% sure it's of this subgenre that I personally don't like at all. So, kind of know what you mean. Because like I said, I actually see shirts here and there. I'm just like, oh, I just know. I was like, I guarantee you, I have very little, if anything, in common with this guy. Guarantee it. And Cannibal Corpse don't count. To me, that's like saying you like pizza. That's a fucking given. Is this a bro metal trend? I just think the deathcore stuff is trendy music. It's just literally it's that bouncy fucking and it's got clean vocals thrown in there in parts. From what I've heard, just, mostly where I've heard it is at my fucking gym. Again, it's more commercial style music. My gym is not a metal gym by any fucking stretch of imagination. They don't play Deicide. They don't play. They play commercial stuff. They play from Tupac to fucking country to goddamn a lot of hard rock. Then they'll throw on that deathcore garbage. Occasionally some Iron Maiden stuff like that. Ghost every once in a while. It's just it's commercial music. That's all it is. I mean, it's commercially acceptable music. It's got those bouncy fucking ghetto beats that people get into, like AKA Cold Chamber, Mushroom Head, Slipknot, all that shit. It appeals to all them fucking canoes. It's not. That's why a lot of those guys and stuff they never heard of Immolation or Mortician, Incantation, because those are more like dark, real metal riffs, and they don't like that. They want that fucking groove. They want that fucking you know what I mean? It's kind of like just almost like hip hoppers in a sense, but heavy hip hop. That's the way I can put it. That's what they're truly into. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a fucking Chinese style of fucking music. Hashtag no push-ups in the pit. Hashtag Glenn Benton still a poser. Speaking, I did get to meet Glenn at the show, the Cleveland show, for like 2 seconds. He was walking around the crowd, and I got my photo with him. Drag him. I'm like, dude, he didn't even want to, like, he barely even turned around. I had to grab him literally by his fucking shoulder. Hey, Glenn. Oh, hey, turn around. I can't get my photo with you. Try to meet up with you in Columbus. Woody told you about me. So I was like, oh, yeah, cool, man. Yeah, sure. And they literally took the photo, just turned around, walked away. They didn't even say thanks, bye, nothing. So I was lucky to get that, but glad I did. So as far as like getting shit on camera, nothing. Fuck, there's no way in fuck. Like I said, the photo, I was shocked he fucking didn't walk away when I asked Lindsay, like, when I tried, hey, Lindsay, can you take a photo? I was surprised I turned around, he's still there. So I did get the goddamn photo. So mission accomplished. So, anyways, it seems like there's not really more questions in here at the bottom. And we're over the 20-minute mark. So, goddamn, perfect. That's it for this one, Nibbles. Comments, questions, concerns. You know what the fuck do? Put it in the goddamn comments box. Get answered 6 a.m. as always. Later, goddamn it.